Madam Speaker, I would like to join with the House Leader in welcoming back members from the break and to wish everybody, and especially our staff of this Parliament, well. Madam Speaker, the exchanges that the Leader of Government Business and myself as Leader of Opposition share from time to time are done in strict confidence, and if that were not so, we wouldn't be able to perform, I think, adequately the function that we serve. So we do speak, but those discussions are in confidence, and so I don't normally would refer to those discussions. But the Leader of Government Business did advise me that there would be this tribute that we would be seeking to pay for the former clerk of the House. But he noted, I noted, my concern, one, whether or not the clerk would be present, because from time to time we come here and pay tribute to those who have served and those who have passed. So it's on the death of a member or a former clerk that we would sometimes rise and pay tribute. I like to pay tribute when people are alive, but better yet, when they are in front of us. So there was a hint that the former clerk might not be in Jamaica. But I believe that it would have been so important, and I'm not too sure what is the duration of her time overseas. But I really, as I had indicated, would have preferred if she were present when we are doing this tribute, when we are honoring her for the service that she has given to this Parliament and to this country. And I note that there was a previous activity that was done with her present, and I'm committing that the opposition will find some time and occasion when she's back to pay like tribute for the work that she has done for this country. The Leader of Government Business will also note my deeper concern that the former clerk has departed with this tremendous cloud that exists. And he knows that we could not come here today to pay meaningful tribute unless, and sincere tribute, unless that issue is dealt with. And our position has been that it was an unfortunate letter, and we believe that the letter should be withdrawn, but more so, and based on her own words, it was a tremendous embarrassment to her family, and friends. And that, in addition to the withdrawal of the letter, there should be a public apology offered. So while all of us, and I have not heard a single member of this Parliament speaking negatively about the work and conduct of the former clerk. And that's why we could not come here and, in paying tribute to her, not have her present, but also to have this cloud remaining after such, as you have described, a long and distinguished career in the public sector, and in particular with this Parliament. So it is with some regret and sadness that I rise to make these brief remarks. We do hope that, and we are going to try to find an occasion where we can be much more fulsome in our comments to the former clerk in front of her. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
I do take note of the opposition leader of government business comments in relation to the preference for presence of the clerk. That indeed was my preference too. But we had conversations around the situation and contact was made, and we respect her preferences. So I just want to assure you that her preferences were well regarded on this side prior to my comments. Just to let you know. But Madam Speaker, I believe that there is a further comment that is needed to be made, and I defer to you.
Thanks, House Leader. As Speaker, it is my privilege and indeed my duty to acknowledge Ms. Valerie Curtis for her long and dedicated service to this Parliament. This journey began when she joined as a staff member of the Parliament Assistant Clerk in 1995 and continued to work her way to being appointed Deputy Clerk in 2006. Her commitment to duty saw her being elevated to the position of Clerk in the Houses in 2021. And since that time, she has commendably led her staff in providing the necessary procedural and administrative support to the members of both houses. During her time at Parliament, Ms. Curtis displayed a commitment to upholding parliamentary ideals, even as she displayed a people-centered approach to parliamentary administration while overseeing several initiatives aimed at improving parliamentary operations. Throughout her tenure, she represented Jamaica at parliamentary conferences across the globe and was integral to the staging of international parliamentary conferences here in Jamaica, as well as hosting a myriad of visiting international delegations to the Parliament. Ms. Curtis has been recognized by the Government of Jamaica for her contribution to the Parliament through the conferment of the Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service, as well as the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander Class in 2014 and 2020, respectively. Our differences in perspectives on a particular administrative matter and the resulting procedural communication to her, which was never placed on her HR record, but which has unfortunately been circulated in the public domain, was never intended to distract from her years of service and valuable contribution to the Parliament. Therefore, it is important for me to state that I continue to hold the retired clerk in high regard and acknowledge her contribution and not allow that to be overshadowed for any reason. The former clerk has left an indelible mark on the Parliament, and it is our hope that she will enjoy her well-deserved retirement.
Madam Speaker, I am humbled and honored to pay tribute to an outstanding public servant, Ms. Valerie Curtis, CD. One who I find committed and dedicated to our work and went beyond the call of duty to make sure that every member of Parliament was comfortable in this House. I came here first in 1980, and I met the greatest clerk of the House, that was Edley Dean. And the knowledge that I've acquired as it relates to parliamentary procedures and the standing order, I learned that from Edley Dean, who I believe was the greatest clerk that this House has seen. I will not hesitate to say I believe Valerie Curtis can be compared to Edley Deans in her work, her standard, and her professionalism. I want to thank her for the service she has given to Jamaica and to this House. I want to say I'm confident that it will be difficult for anyone coming after her to fill her shoes and to be as outstanding and as great a clerk as she was. I do hope that after her, the staff and all around will enjoy that type of camaraderie, respect for each other, and a good working atmosphere. I want to say thanks to her for that great service she gave, and I hope that others would try to emulate her so that they can do as good a job or close a job as Valerie Curtis did to this House and this country. Thank you.